Welcome to session 2 of the Dare to Dream workshop. And in this session, we're going to talk about creating your plan. And this is your roadmap to help you achieve the dream and vision that you created in session 1. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And when we talk about goal setting, a lot of times people are like, oh, yeah, I know all about goal setting. This is easy. I just say what I want to do, and then that's what I do. And what we're talking about here with goal setting is a little bit different because we're talking about setting up a roadmap, an actual process that you're going to take to help you achieve those dreams. So these are the goals that we're going to be setting in this session are your checkpoints on the roadmap that you're creating. To help you move towards those goals every day. And then when we go into session 3, we're going to talk about the baby steps. So session 2 is about the bigger goals or benchmarks that you have, not the dream. The dream was day 1 or session 1. This is the major goals that you have to accomplish over a period of time in order to achieve that dream. And then day or session 3 is about the daily action that you need to take. So these are a little bit bigger than daily actions and a little bit less than your overall dream and vision. Goal setting is the what and when of your plan. And it takes a lot of practice to get good at setting effective goals. And they're always a work in progress because there are things that are going to happen that you are not quite prepared for, or maybe you didn't foresee happening. And so you have to allow yourself the flexibility to adapt to what's happening in your life that will help you to continue moving forward. That adaptability and flexibility makes it a little bit easier to move forward. So when we talk about goal setting, there's some tips that I want to give you for setting effective goals. And the first one is helping to set you up for success. And that is that it's not rocket science and it doesn't have to be overly complex, but it does have to be calculated. It does have to be um, laid out, and you have to be persistent at doing it. So once you set, this isn't about setting just one goal. This is about setting multiple smaller goals than the big picture that we were talking about, multiple smaller goals to help move you in the direction of that bigger goal. So really, in essence, you start with the big picture. That's session 1, but then you work backwards from the big picture to a medium-sized picture to the daily or small things that you need to do. And you have to work at this. Goal setting is not something that we can do once and be done with. It's a continual process that you have to take. We're going to use the SMART goals approach to setting your goals because it's very, very structured and it gives you some things that you have to do, and it gives you time frames that you have to do them in to keep you accountable, keep you on track, and keep you moving in the right direction. Success comes from success, and so the sooner you can set up a success in your roadmap, the more inclined you are to continue moving on that path because you've experienced some success, you've had some positive feedback, and then you move on to the next thing where you experience more success. And so SMART goal setting, if you aren't familiar with it, SMART is an acronym for how to set goals so that they're successful. And that gives you the ability to take control of your dream and make yourself more successful. So the first letter in SMART is for specific. So your goals have to be detailed. They have to be, you know, you can put numbers in them or percentages or whatever you need to do to make them specific. You're going to make them measurable. So that's something that you can actually see, touch, feel, have some way of measuring to know that you are headed in the right direction. You have to make them trackable. They have to be attainable. So while the big picture may not seem attainable right now, these benchmark goals, the medium-sized things that we're going to be doing each and every day, those have to be attainable within a designated time frame, and they have to be relevant to the big dream that you have for your life that we figured out based on the Wheel of Life that we did in session 1. They do have to have deadlines so that you can hold yourself accountable. And so when you tell those people around you, this is what I'm trying to do, they have an idea of your time frame, and then they can help you stay on track as well. We're going to talk a little bit about how you set yourself up for success in session 3 in terms of your environment and the people that you surround yourself with. But this is important because these goals are things that you can take to that network of people that are there to support you and let them know what you're trying to do and when. They can help hold you accountable to that. These are going to be short-term goals and long-term goals, and they're going to be clear, precise, and definite. You want to have those details in your goals because that's going to help you be successful. So as I said, you kind of work backwards from the big picture to the daily, daily grind of what you're going to be doing. But we're going to start with this understanding short-term goals and long-term goals by knowing that your daily goals or your daily schedule are the baby steps that add up to those big results if you're focused. And if you schedule your days appropriately, you will have huge successes and big results happen in fairly short periods of time because you don't lose your focus on what you're trying to accomplish. So in session 3, we talk about those daily goals and the daily schedule so that you can be persistent in what you're doing on a daily basis. Going out a little bit further are your weekly goals. And these will help you in determining what you need to do every single day to achieve your goals. They give you those destination points to be checked off. Some people live by to-do lists. And if you will, this is kind of like a to-do list. This is the stuff that I need to do this week to move me closer to my goal. And then you can line your days up so that they will help you check off all those boxes at the end of the week of what you need to do. Your monthly and quarterly goals are going to be a compilation of your daily and weekly goals, and they're going to give you those larger benchmarks to attain. So not everything can be done in a week or a day or even a couple of weeks. So your benchmarks, which are a lot of those things that you're going to put down on your roadmap, are going to be these monthly and quarterly goals to get you to that bigger picture. Then you have your annual goals, which are the major milestones that you want to achieve or have to achieve. So these are the even bigger benchmarks that you need to have accomplished in the next 12 months to help you reach your goals. Now, sometimes these things are going to change a little bit, and that's okay, but the big picture shouldn't change as much as maybe the day-to-day tasks that have to be accomplished. So these should be major benchmarks or milestones that you need to accomplish to help get you towards your goal. And you'll understand this a little bit more when we look at the actual roadmap where you're going to be putting things into that picture. And then your 5 or 10 year or and beyond, that's your destination. That's your dream. So that's where everything you're doing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, an annual basis is to move you towards this 5-year, 10-year and beyond plan. And so this is the dream that we were talking about. And again, those annual, monthly, quarterly, and weekly goals are those benchmarks that help you get there. And the daily tasks are the things that you have to do every single day to move you closer to this end result, which is that 5 or 10-year plan. So we are going to look at creating our roadmap, and in that dashboard that you have to get into the program, you will see in session 2 that there are some worksheets in there. And these worksheets are to help you set your SMART goals. So session 2 is all about goal setting. And this kind of outlines some of the details of your goal setting, and it helps you to set up a plan to get you towards your goal, get you closer to your overall dream. So here are some of the key elements that you need to have, staying focused on your dream. So why you're doing what you're doing. And if you're able to understand why, and as we talked about in session one, it has to be your why. It can't be someone else's why. It can't be someone else's dream. If it is your why and you completely understand that and embrace that, you're 90% of the way there. The rest of it is just the daily grind of getting there. And yes, sometimes it feels monotonous, but you move closer and closer every day and you set yourself up for little milestones along the way, you're going to have success and you're going to become even more enthusiastic and more excited about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Does the goal match who you are and what you believe? Morals and values and your core values are essential to your goals because they make it easier for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve. If they don't match, if the goals don't match your values, you're going to be less satisfied by the result, and it's going to make it harder and harder and harder to reach that if you're going against who you are to achieve what you say you want to achieve. So those first two are really important to staying on track for what you want to accomplish with your life. And you have to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Are you doing it for you or are you doing it for someone else? And if you are truly doing it for you, is the way you're going about doing it consistent with who you are as a person? Then lastly is staying positive. So in your goal setting, you want to give yourself positive goals too. So instead of giving yourself limitations and being negative towards the things that you're currently doing, like I don't want to be fat. I want to be skinny. Maybe a better way of saying it would be I would like to be more healthy. I would like to have a healthier lifestyle. I need to stop spending so much money as a negative goal. I want to save money as a positive goal. So the way that you word things to yourself and to others is very important in how you wrap your mind around what you're doing. You want it to have a positive feel instead of a negative feel because positivity breeds more positivity and it encourages you and uplifts you and makes you more inclined to do what you want to do. It inspires you to do the things you want to do. These goals are designed to inspire you to keep doing the things that you need to do to get towards your goal. Once you've kind of wrapped your mind around those things and done some brainstorming, and it's okay if in your brainstorming process you tear the sheet out, you crumple it up, you throw it away, and you start over. That's part of the learning process and goal setting. Like I said, it takes a lot of practice to get really good at this. So once you've done that, you're going to print these pages off and you're going to write down some of those goals that you have, some of those benchmarks that you need to set for a weekly, a monthly, a quarterly, and an annual basis to help move you forward towards your goals. And then the goal worksheet here is writing down your positive goal statement. What do you want to achieve? And remember, it has to be a SMART goal. It has to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Give yourself deadlines and then help yourself understand why that goal is important to you and to your overall dream. Because if you can put that down on paper fairly easily, then chances are that goal is in alignment with who you are as a person and in alignment with the goal that you have and the dream that you've set. What do I need to accomplish my goal? Are there resources that you need or things that you need to help you accomplish that that you maybe have to have in place prior to starting that goal? So these would be the things, maybe working backwards a little bit, that maybe you have to accomplish before you can accomplish the next benchmark. So what do you have to accomplish on a weekly basis to accomplish the monthly benchmark? What do you have to do on a monthly basis to accomplish the quarterly benchmark? What do you have to do on a quarterly basis to accomplish the annual benchmark? So again, working backwards a little bit, but setting these things out on paper will really help you. And we're going to put this in a journal format as well so that you can put these in place, three hole punch them, put them in a binder, however you organize your stuff best, put it together that way so that at the end of this year, month, week, quarter, day, whatever, you can go back and look at what you've done because that will motivate you too. If you look at all the things that you've accomplished and all the things that you've done to move yourself forward. And then what do I need to do to make sure that I'm able to accomplish my goal? These are the action items that you have to do and when they need to be completed by. Putting those deadlines in place. This is a mini version of your daily agenda. These are a little bit bigger, again, weekly or monthly goals, monthly, weekly, monthly action items that have to take place and when you need to have them done by in order to achieve your goal. So then we move down to your actual roadmap and have fun with this. This doesn't have to look like this does. You can put it up on poster board, cut pictures out of magazines, buy yourself gold stars, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better about the things that you're doing, but have fun with this. Once you cut out like a picture, if your goal is to ride in the regional finals with a horse that you're just starting, cut out pictures of regional finals and put them on this roadmap. And then when you achieve those, buy a big gold star and put it over top of that picture or whatever to make yourself realize that you are moving in the right direction, you are having success, and that you are getting where you want to go. So these are the things that you need to do for session 2 to help get you moving in the right direction. Again, the benchmarks are the larger monthly, quarterly, annual goals that you need to achieve that big dream. In the next session, we're going to be working more on the daily agendas and the daily goals, even to a certain extent, weekly goals that you need to accomplish your major benchmarks. But this session is about the major benchmarks. What are the things that have to happen? Going back to our example about maybe riding instead of at regionals, you want to ride at nationals. So what do you have to do? Well, I have to attend so many shows. I have to achieve certain scores or place in a certain placing so many times in order for me to do that. And then I have to qualify for regionals and I have to place at a certain placing at regionals in order for that to happen. So those are things that you would put on, your roadmap. When are regionals? When are nationals? What shows are happening in between those things? You can do this for individual aspects of your life and then compile them based on that wheel of life that we had talked about. So those 8 areas that we talked about in session 1, you can do this process for each of those 8 areas and then compile that into one big goal and dream that you have for your ideal life. So go ahead, give it a try. If you have questions or you want feedback on how you're doing, or you just want someone there in your corner rooting you on and cheering for you, feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to, help you in any way that we can to make these dreams a reality for you. We'll look forward to seeing you in session 3 in our final session where we talk about the daily plans. And keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. You're on the right track. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and moving yourself forward towards your big dream. You've got this. We'll talk to you in our next session.